The family that forgot me until I found my fortune. When I was 17, I didn't get a graduation party. I didn't get a, "Congrats, kid," or even a hug. Instead, I came home to a house that smelled like nothing. No laundry, no dinner, just the hum of an empty refrigerator. My parents, and my golden boy brother, Caleb, they were just gone. On the kitchen island, held down by a half-empty bottle of ranch dressing, was a yellow sticky note. It said, "We had to make a choice, Chloe. You're the strong one, you'll figure it out." I stood there, in my cheap polyester gown, holding my diploma, and realized I'd been voted off the island. They didn't even leave the cat. For the next 5 years, my life was a series of double shifts, at a greasy spoon diner, and sleeping in the back of a beat-up Honda Civic. I worked until my bones ached, until my eyes were permanently bloodshot. I didn't have a safety net, so I grew wings. I started a small staging business, helping people sell their homes by making them look expensive. It turned out, I had a knack for it. By 24, I was the girl people called when they wanted to turn a fixer-upper into $1 million listing. By 29, I wasn't just staging houses. I was buying them. I was living the American dream, built on a foundation of spite and black coffee. Then, last Tuesday, I was featured in Modern Mogul magazine. I looked great, sharp blazer, confident smile, the whole 9 yards. 6 hours after the article hit the web, my phone buzzed. A text, from a number I hadn't seen in over a decade. "Chloe, it's Mom. We saw the article. We are so proud of you, honey. We've missed you every single day, can we please talk?" My heart didn't race. It didn't break. It just felt cold. Like a block of ice sitting in my chest. I agreed to meet them at a high-end bistro downtown. I wanted them to see exactly what they'd walked away from. When I walked in, they looked small. My mother's hair was thinner. My father's face was etched with the kind of lines you only get from years of bad decisions. And Caleb, the prodigy, was wearing a hoodie that looked like it hadn't been washed since the Obama administration. "Chloe," my mother gasped, reaching for my hand. I pulled back, to adjust my watch, a Rolex they could never afford. "Let's skip the long-lost family act," I said, my voice as level as a carpenter's tool. "Why are you here?" My father cleared his throat, looking at the tablecloth. "Well, things have been tough, Chloe." Caleb's startup, it didn't quite take off. In the house in Arizona, the bank is being real aggressive. "We thought, since you're doing so well, maybe you could help the family out. Just a small bridge loan, $50,000, to get us back on our feet." I sat back, and for a second, I actually wanted to laugh. "A bridge loan," I whispered. "That's what I am now. A bank. We're family," Caleb chimed in, his voice still having that same entitled whine. "Blood is thicker than water, right?" I leaned forward, my eyes locking onto his. "You're right, Caleb. Blood is thicker than water. But you know what's thicker than blood? Concrete." I took a sip of my sparkling water, letting the silence stretch. 1, 2, 3 beats. "You left me with a sticky note," I continued, my voice dropping an octave. "I spent my 18th birthday eating a cold taco in a parking lot, wondering if I'd ever feel safe again. You didn't just leave me, you ghosted your own daughter because I was an inconvenience to your new life. We were desperate," my mother sobbed, though her eyes remained suspiciously dry. "No," I said, standing up. "You were lazy. You wanted a shortcut, and you thought cutting me out was the quickest path. Well, you were right. I did figure it out. I figured out that I don't need people who only love me when I'm useful." I reached into my purse, pulled out a $20 bill, and slapped it on the table. "That's for the appetizers," I said, already turning toward the door. "Don't call me again. Because the next time I see your names on my phone, it won't be me answering. It'll be my legal team." I walked out of that restaurant, into the crisp evening air, and took a deep breath. The strong one was doing just fine. And for the first time in 12 years, the house in my heart didn't feel empty at all. It felt like home.